Commence primary ignition.
Hi, I'm Nalini Kushin. I played Varys Offee in Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, and you're watching the Virtual Cantina Network.
Welcome, citizens of the Republic. Another episode of Clone Wars Revisited. Brought to you by the Virtual Cantina. Tonight, we are going on Season 3, Episode 13, Monster.
Ooh, dark and spooky.
And the room is full with the regulars.
Yeah, we're all back
Mark,
together.
Ashlee, birthday boy, Ashlee.
It's been a while.
Myself. Some of us get to stay home and do the show. Others get to travel like a wild man.
I have had a lot of travel recently.
You do. And Vegas, I mean, it's such an awful trip.
It is something, let me tell you. Because, I was there for a trade show, which trade shows in Vegas are great if you're there at the right time. That trade show that I went to, Halloween and Party Expo, is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So luckily, I got in on Saturday. So at least I had like Saturday and Sunday, a little bit of weekend. But I was so jet lagged and exhausted on Saturday because I flew in the morning. So it was just a lot. It was too much. But it was still like a nice weekend and a nice time. I was on the local news. I don't know if you saw the link that I posted, but the channel, Las Vegas local news, came to interview us at the booth, which was super cool. I felt very fancy. And at first, we heard we were doing a pre-recorded segment early in the morning, and then it turned out it was going to be live. They kind of do like a Good Day style, where it's like, hey, we're checking in at 4:45 and 5:15 or whatever. We thought we had to get to the convention center at like 4 for a 4:30 pre-record. So I'm in the lobby of the hotel at 3:45 after having woken up at like 3 o'clock after having gone to bed at like 11 or something, right? Like with no sleep. To meet my coworker who was coming with me to go to the convention center to enter through the special security gate at the loading dock to let us in. Like it was crazy. To then be at our booth to make sure everything was like up and look good and would be camera ready. And then we were like, okay, we're going to do our segment and then we'll go back to the room and we'll each get to like sleep for a few hours before we have to come back. Oh no, it was live at, I think my segment is at like 5:15. And then we had one more and then they did a quick pre-record with us right after. We didn't leave there till like 6 in the morning. We had to be back at the booth at 8. So I got back to the room and I was like, I'll nap for an hour. And I'm just wired, right? Because I had been on live television. I had already gotten fully dressed and showered and combed my hair and all that shit. So at
that point, go get breakfast.
Yeah. I laid in bed. I think I could close my eyes for 10 minutes. And then I was back at the booth, full workday straight through. And then we had our team drink, our beverage, as we joked, the one, because we want to be responsible. One drink paid for by the company. So we met for a drink. And then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go back to the room and go to sleep now since I'm tired. And everyone's like, well, no, we're going to do a dinner. Like, you should come too. We barely get to see each other in person, all of us. And we're newly integrating with Party City. So we went to dinner. And then dinner turned into, after dinner, we're going to a bar in Vegas that I can't say out loud right now that we are potentially partnering with in a licensing way. So I won't give it away. That's plenty of bars for inspiration. So we were there until 11 o'clock. And I was like, Jesus Christ, it's been 24 hours and I've been asleep for 2 of them. So I was like, I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
So at that point, I went home or back to the room and then started the Tuesday as like a regular day. And I was just delirious all day. I had no idea what was going on. I felt like when you drink too much water and you get drunk, like that's how it felt on Tuesday, where I was just like,
oh, man.
Yeah.
So I'm over here giggling because last week we had Sherry filling in for you. Mm-hmm. And it just felt like there was something missing. And I just couldn't put my finger on it until we finished the show. And in fact, we were ready to finish the show, but it was too early because we hadn't hit 10 o'clock.
It was like 5 minutes of, and we were like,
Because
all right, that's
we didn't
everything.
We're obviously missing Mark with all the stories, the fill,
stories.
We
So,
love it.
Yes,
We love it.
we were definitely missing your storytelling last week
Mhm.
because the show was wonderful.
There's always some crazy shit happening over here. Look, if it's not me, it's Jeff. And Jeff, I'm gonna put up his.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
just hit that. What he's been up to too.
Yeah, Jeff. Hello.
Yeah. I know.
I have
Jeff
not been
got-
living vicariously through Jeff. What has he been doing?
Foo Fighters concert in the round at the Forum on Dave Grohl's birthday. Like living vicariously through him. That's what I've been doing.
And then he met Kevin Smith. So that's
So
Oh yeah,
cool.
I did see the Kevin Smith things.
Yeah, I cannot compete. I did have a lovely time in Vegas, though. It was a fast trip. It was Saturday to Wednesday. Wednesday, I took the red eye into Thursday. Sorry, Sherry. And by the way, I still have not watched last week's episode because I'm behind on everything. And it was my birthday, and it's Jason's birthday tomorrow.
Woo,
And we've got a
happy
packed week of activities.
birthday.
Thank you. So it's been great. We saw O'Mary on Friday, which is a Broadway play.
How was that? I've
Mhm.
heard like so much buzz about it.
It's good. I mean, I saw it with the original cast, which Cola Scola created the show and starred as Mary, and is amazing.
So
Jinx
cool.
was incredible. It was fantastic. Do I look like I just woke up, Jeff? I guess my hair's a mess. I'm gonna put up the comment. My hair is a disaster. It was supposed to get cut before I left for Vegas, and it didn't happen. So I was just like spraying and moosing like you wouldn't believe. Spencer, we did win 2 major awards. I got to accept awards on behalf of the company at the Spooky Awards. And I joked, I was like, we're coming home with hardware. So if nothing else, they were little skeletons. They were super cute. And I got to go up and make a quick speech and thank everyone for that honor. We won for 2 different costumes that we launched this past year.
Ooh.
So it was good. It was a
go.
great show.
Hell yeah.
And then the weekend was packed. And now we're back. What did you guys do while I was gone? It sounds like you had a great time with Sherry.
Yeah, it's always an awesome time with Sherry. We get to delve into the deep lore of Asajj and Dooku and all that stuff, and we're looking forward to seeing more of her to come. Hopefully, knock on wood. Hopefully, just discussing like the apprentice part with Dooku and everything with that. How she's been betrayed and what she went through with her Jedi Master and everything. So Sure Costanu was in here helping us with that. Other than that, I just worked and hung out with my friend and just kind of got to have a decent weekend.
Well, did you see the Anna Joy pictures as Ventress?
No.
Is that AI though?
Oh yeah, just go on Facebook and Google Ventress, and it will be like one of the first ones to pop up. They're saying, oh yeah, she wants to play Ventress live action, and so they had her makeup as Ventress, and
I mean, she was really awesome as Furiosa, so she could totally the way Furiosa is very Asajj-like, except she doesn't go for like a life of vengeance like Asajj does for a while. So I think she could do it.
She's an interesting fan cast for sure. I don't know if we're getting a live action Asajj Ventress anytime soon. Yeah, Sherry, it will be Savage tonight. By the way, I'm so mad that it was the Night Sisters episode the week that I was gone. I miss a handful of episodes a year on any of our shows, and it's always some like giant episode that I'm going to end up missing. Never like a skippable episode that I'm out of town for. So, but I hope you guys had a good time covering it.
We did, and always a good time when Sherry used to hang with us.
Yeah, we're going to start pulling you on more frequently. Like I said, we're going to be doing that more in 2026 where people are just going to hop in and visit the shows. We're talking behind the scenes with a couple of different people to jump on as early as potentially next week, a guest host. So more to come on that front. Yeah, but tonight...
Did you guys, are you guys big Trek fans at all? Have you watched, so you've not watched Starfleet Academy?
No,
I'm planning to. I know it's on Paramount Plus, right?
I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I thought the character development, there's a team of cadets, and I think they developed them real well. And I think the cinematography was excellent. I know people are getting into the technicality of, I don't like the way they designed the ship. I'll screw it.
No one ever likes the ship until you're 4 seasons in. That's like a
Yeah,
standard
and then
trope.
all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah.
Voyager
was a stupid ship
really
too.
I really enjoyed the show. Had a good time. I have not seen the last 2 episodes of Landman, and of course, it's been firing up on my social media stuff all over the place.
Which show?
Landman with Billy Bob
Billy-
Thornton.
Yeah, my sister
You have
loves
not
that show.
seen this? Oh my god!
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm on my 9th rewatch of Heated Rivalry, plus all the podcasts that are covering Heated Rivalry, and then
It is
all
blowing
of the
up
watch-alongs
right
for
now.
Heated Rivalry.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
And the first I heard of it was because of you, so it
Mhm.
is blowing the hell up right now.
Yeah, you know who Hudson and Connor are. Like, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you. But there's also literally nothing on television right now. They picked the perfect moment to strike when there was like quite the opening, because there's nothing worth a damn in pop culture right now. All the movies are over because like award season stuff has stopped, and we're now getting into the shitty territory for movies. Anything coming out right now, you can just it's garbage, right? And then on TV, like we're in the weird, like they'll be starting up the spring season soon enough, like are continuing the existing fall season just like post Christmas break, but there's
Right.
nothing great.
Matlock.
Spencer, I'm gonna put up this real quick. The Quidditch rivalry thing on SNL was like okay, but like I don't know. I saw that clip and I was like, they should have done it with Draco first of all. That would have made way more sense. Also, like I don't know. That whole episode is getting a lot of weird discourse around it. I thought the Sex and the City skit was hysterical, but that's more my speed. Yeah. What else is going on? I feel like what else is happening in the pop culture. I mean, I know we're going to talk about the Kathleen Kennedy news because this happened after you guys were off the air last week. But anything else in the pop culture? Like, I don't think there's been like a movie drop or a TV show drop that has really impacted in a big way. I think we're all just we're waiting for Wonder Man, which is coming out, I think, next week, right?
Yep. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I love Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
Yeah, he'll be great.
He's going to be fantastic.
I like the characters. I'm not so sure I'm sold on the show, but maybe it's the teasers or the little drops that they've been doing. I'm like, what the hell? Because the original Wonder Man character in the comic books was a stunt man. I mean, and he didn't have to hide his abilities. So I'm not, when they say, oh, let's just do something completely different. Let's take this character and let's change his name and change what he did and change his powers and then let's put him on. It's like, please, let's stick. At least start with the original character and then move away from it.
Right.
Well, this brings up the point about like the multi-generational aspect of this, right? So like even with Ant-Man, didn't a lot of people not want Scott? They wanted Pym, as the first Ant-Man, right?
Hank, because Hank was the original.
Hank Pym was going to be our first Ant-Man, and instead they made that something in the past so they could have Scott as the current Ant-Man, Scott Lang. Same thing with Jaime Reyes being our Blue Beetle. Like we just didn't get the first Blue Beetle. We're on I guess they changed it slightly, but for Captain Marvel was never really Captain Marvel, but like the idea that the current Captain Marvel is the second or third Captain Marvel in the lineage. I think that's what people are feeling, right? That they kind of wanted the OG version before we get to the second version. Luckily in DC Lanterns, we're going to get Hal and John at the same time, and they're going to be together. So that for me is like the right way to do it. Hopefully in Wonder Man, we get the original Wonder Man. And I don't know. Like I don't know the comic well enough to have like a strong point of view about it. My only thought is like I don't understand how this fits into where we're headed for Doomsday because there's literally nothing else on the calendar. It's Wonder Man, Spider-Man, Doomsday. What is that trajectory? What is that runway? Like,
well, we'll find out. I mean, we're not supposed to know everything.
The monster amount of leaks of the story. Like, okay, here are the different teams. You got these people having a battle, then you got these people having a battle.
Maybe. Yeah.
They said
Someone's
clues
having
are
a
in the
battle.
teasers, so
The X-Men look
Well,
like they are decimated for sure.
Well,
That Cyclops thing looked
it looks
really.
it looks like, well, and we're getting a lot of it. We're getting a lot of hints. I mean, I'm surprised they're letting this much leakage go on.
Yeah.
And yes, the pit is definitely back. I've been waiting to book some episodes. And I want to. That's not a show you want to watch like one episode a week. That's something you want to get like 3 or 4 episodes in, and then watch another 3 or 4 episodes.
The pit stresses me out, which is why I think heated rivalry is like what I need for my mental health right now. It's like stress reducing, like as opposed to the pit is stressful. Let's come back to the pit because I do want to talk about that because I do think it's a fantastic show. The Galaxy's Edge thing. I completely forgot about this because I feel like so little has happened and yet so much has happened. Also, my brain is pudding. The announcement, if I'm remembering specifically, is Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. So Batu
April.
West, is going to start doing original trilogy executions for part of the land starting in April. So we'll have a 1-year runway, basically right before May the 4th this year, when they start doing all their May the 4th activations. So then we'll have a 1-year runway to get to the 50th anniversary. I think it also helps pull apart like West and East. So that way, if you go to Disneyland, you can get Luke, Leia, Han, Vader, and I forget who else they mentioned specifically. C-3PO and R2-D2, I think, already sort of roam around. But the idea was that
they haven't for a while. So
I think they need it costs money, right? Like they need actors who know how to do it. It's a whole thing. But at least if it's an actual face character, you can just talk. Like Kylo Ren has to use mechanics to act. He's not just talking through a vocoder. It's like pre-recorded lines that they need to activate. So I think that's part of the trickiness with that. Whereas like someone who's a face character, like a Luke or a Han or a Leia, they could just talk to you like an actual person. Right. So apparently Han's going to be near the Millennium Falcon, which makes me think they'll change the dish on the Millennium Falcon to go back to like the circular dish instead of the square, right? Yeah. That would be to make it original trilogy. I would hope. And then they're also
think that might be too much work.
And it's a dish. Like it's one piece. Swap it out. You can do it
got
overnight.
Plenty of money.
Exactly. Swap it out. Make it the OT Falcon, right? And then people will go back for another fucking picture. I mean, they could spend $10 to replace that dish, and people will go to get a new picture. Spencer, you're right.
Ogres.
Yeah, they're changing there's going to be new. They're pumping in the music. That would be the thing. Is like the
John
original
Williams.
Trilogy music.
Yep.
The Imperial March. Oh, they're going to take down the First Order banners and replace them with Imperial banners. And they're leaving the TIE fighter as is, though, which cracks me up because apparently that TIE shows up right at the end of like the original trilogy time period. Fine by me. It looks like a TIE fighter. It's close enough. We can all pretend.
Right.
Like it doesn't bother me. And Vader will be there and stormtroopers instead of First Order stormtroopers. Great.
Right.
That's so easy. Do it. Do it tomorrow. Like we've been screaming about this. Like I want to meet Han, Luke, Leia, and Vader. And Boba Fett, bring him around too. And then apparently Mando and Ahsoka will still be there in, I guess, the middle portions near the marketplace. Is that right? I don't remember.
So they're going to change the First Order shop into the Batu outpost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be all the stuff.
Yeah.
Surplus. It was like Batu surplus or some shit.
Yeah.
That way you could buy anything from any time period. I was like, that's really smart.
That's pretty brilliant. Yeah.
The Black Spire actually started out as an older base. So it's got it. If you read the book that they did as a tag along to that, it really does hits. Like Leia sent what's her face there. So this is, and there's a lot of history to it. So it will be easy to kind of say we're going to different eras because Black Spire has crossed over all those eras.
They said it goes all the way back to Dawn of the Jedi era. So it could be any time period, which is why I've been screaming about why isn't it any fun?
Spencer,
So,
I had the same question. Like, what are they going to do with Vara Morati? What are they going to do with like the
well,
rebel spies?
they still have all of the new trilogy people in their little section. So they're not actually eliminating anything. They're actually expanding, which I think is great. Like, I think people don't like stuff being taken away, as proven by the Muppets fiasco, right?
Oh God,
Everyone
yeah.
knows we have to rebrand that Aerosmith roller coaster, but no
Yeah.
one actually wants to see the Aerosmith roller coaster go away. They somehow want more of everything. Nothing can be replaced. So that whole mess aside, we're still going to have V and the other rebel spies roaming around. You'll still have Rey and Chewie. I think Chewie's going to stay in New Trilogy because they just don't have enough characters for New Trilogy that matter, right? It's like Rey and Finn and Poe, maybe. Poe's X-Wing is going to stay there. Structurally, that would be impossible to change. I would love it if they just repainted it to Luke's X-Wing. That would be amazing. I think they're close enough that like the everyday person would be absolutely fine. Like, just paint it. Like, the fact that they just won't do that makes me so it makes me so angry.
Yeah.
I know that's near Rise of the Resistance. I don't care. Like, make it fun. And have people in orange jumpsuits just walking around. It doesn't matter whether OT or Resistance. They all kind of look the same, and it sort of generates the OT look and feel, right?
Yeah.
The same thing with the
Sure.
Imperial officers. Have them walk around along with the stormtroopers. Easy breezy. So hopefully there's going to be more of that. At least they're leaning into it, and at least there's a plan to get us to the 50th that makes Galaxy's Edge a broader experience than it currently is, right?
Multi-generational.
Yeah, multi-generational. Hopefully there'll be some Jedi roaming around too with some cloaks in it. Like,
Well,
there's
hey,
no reason.
think of it this way: with Chewie, he's what 200-300 years old. So,
Mhm.
I mean, he could have been through. He can walk from one section to the other and still be in timeline.
Yeah,
For sure.
there's no reason Anakin can't pop up. All of the prequel people would know this place exists because it's been around forever. It's been an important location, retconned in obviously since the beginning of the time periods. You could easily have a Ewan McGregor, Anakin Skywalker type just roaming around, any type of Jedi, even if you wanted to keep it more generic or use like the characters that they had at Star Wars weekends, just to have them from a distance. Like a Plo Koon from a distance is great. Like, you don't even
Yeah.
need to do a meet and greet, just like to fill the land, being like, Plo Koon's alive. Obviously, we know what time period is, right?
So true.
Yeah. Yeah, and then yes, please stock my product in your shop. There we go. I am excited about like the merch though, because if they're gonna add merch, I need some more merch. This 40th, like I need this shirt in a 50th, We've got the 40th stuff over here. I definitely need to upgrade. Get everything in gold. The other big news. Let's talk about Kathleen Kennedy and the secession plan.
Yeah.
I'm sure every other Star Wars channel has already talked about this. I'm sure it's been talked about at length, both on our channel and certainly every other Star Wars channel. Of course, like the biggest news in all of Star Wars breaks while I am not here. Isn't that always how it goes? It's like,
This is the way.
groundbreaking.
Yeah.
So Kathleen Kennedy is retiring. She's 72. I don't know. In my mind, she's like 60, but like, you know how time doesn't move, right? When you're not there every day. So she's ready to retire and has been ready to retire for a while.
I love this.
Yeah. Exactly. Chopper does run Star Wars. So it's a two-pronged attack, though, right? Because it is the successors for Kathleen Kennedy, and it tells you how busy this lady was. Two people are filling in for her, taking over the role. It's going to be Kathleen Kennedy leaving, with Dave Filoni and Lin-Wen Brennan taking over.
So they're co-presidents, and Dave is still chief creative officer.
Yeah.
So
this feels a lot like the DC structure, where like James Gunn is going to oversee creative, and then remind me his business partner, Ashlee?
Peter Safran.
Yeah. He does the business side of the business.
Yep.
This feels like the exact same setup, which kind of cracks me up. But I think that's really smart to have someone who simply oversees creative and then checks in on the business. And Lin-Wen's been there for a while. She was already a president and GM of Lucasfilm Business, and now she's co-president of Lucasfilm. So it is the next level up. I didn't recognize her name because I'm just like not that attached to anything happening over there anymore, and what's going on. But I'm excited about this. I love Dave. I'm sure that Lin-Wen's going to be great too.
Hell yeah.
I think it's great that it's going to be a tag team. So
yes, and where Dave will oversee obviously the creative aspects of things, definitely the animation, especially like things that are important to him, things that are his strengths. She will be focused on the business side, as you said, but she's also like the head of ILM. She's the head of Skywalker Sound, so she handles like the tech aspect as well. And I think that's a dynamic duo in the sense that Lucasfilm will probably be going forward into like a more cohesive direction, playing to their strengths instead of just one person overseeing everything. It plays to different strengths in different areas, and I like it. It's a very solid leadership change. I do love Kathleen Kennedy. We have so much to be thankful for everything that she's done, not only in Star Wars but in the film industry itself. Like, do you realize how much stuff she's responsible for? Sarah and I will go through this on our next episode of Daughters of the Galaxy.
I was going to say, can you do your shameless plug?
Yeah, so make sure you check us out on the next episode of Daughters of the Galaxy. We're going to do a deep dive into the career of Kathleen Kennedy and talk about what may be next for Lucasfilm. Well,
I think everybody talks about
yes.
everybody talks about how Dave was the handpicked heir by George, but everybody forgets that Kathleen was the handpicked heir of George Lucas. That if you watch the old interviews of when he was talking about, his original thought process of, I'm not going to live forever, I would like my company to go on. He was naming brands that died with the creator, and he didn't want it to die with the creator. And he's going, okay, what large corporation can I plan on? And then he starts talking about Disney because they're so established. He already had a relationship with them. But, he also talked about during that thought process, he talked about Kathleen taking over because she was so critical and as producer of so many of the movies that he was making, the indie movies. I forget what else is, but E.T. and so forth, that she was there from the beginning and understood so much of what he was doing. Therefore, she made a great president. And I think she did. Not everybody, look, the most interesting thing about the change is it's a change. And that means that the things that were a priority to Kathleen are not going to be a priority to Dave. Doesn't mean they're better or worse. It just means we're going to see some different stuff coming out, produced, affected. It'll be kind of cool because we've been, and look, mine complaint is I was sitting in London when they announced Dave getting a movie, the Rey continuation of Saga with a director who's no longer attached to Star Wars at all anymore, the Acolyte director, and then the guy that did Logan getting his story. And that was in 23. It's now 26, 3 years later. And the only thing that seems to be going to happen is that Filoni's going to get a movie. And where we all thought it was going to be what became Favreau's movie, he still hasn't gotten Dave's movie,
Right.
But, maybe the picking of what's going to be created, what we're going to see is going to change in a way that will be a positive effect on the Star Wars universe.
Right. We need less announcements and more action. So
exactly.
that's what I'm really.
I like the way you put that. I like the way you put that.
Because as much as I really like you guys know how much I would really want to see this Rey film take off, and I really want to see James Mangold's project, which is on hold right now. But
everyone laughed at me when I said that movie wasn't happening.
Yeah,
and I said it's absolutely not happening. People are fucking crazy. We're not doing a Rey movie.
They need to hold off and work on this.
Well, if they're not going to do a Rey movie, they might as well just go out and say it.
But here's the thing: they can't tell their shareholders are not doing it. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
So here's the problem, and actually, I think Spencer captured it too. 2020. Let's all flood back to 2020 when everything in the world was normal.
Mostly.
Every studio, not just Disney, but Disney's getting the most slack because they really overpromised and underdelivered.
Oh, for sure. They had
more than anyone
over it. Yeah.
More than anyone. More than NBC Universal, more than Warner Brothers, and certainly compared to Paramount, Lionsgate, all the other Sony smaller studios. Sony at least released a lot of movies. They were all bad, but they released everything they said they were going to. Disney, on the other hand, was what's going to be the thing that everyone latches onto and never changes and grows forever is streaming. And that was a big mistake. No one has the amount of free time they had in 2020 or 2021, and everyone went back to their normal schedules right after. And all it did was actually destroy theaters. So streaming didn't do anything beneficial for the industry in any of the ways they expected, which would be like bring new people into franchises, supplement home video, drive consumer products, make things more accessible. Like nothing really worked, right? And so they spent all this money bringing in people. Like they didn't actually steal share from Netflix. It's just everyone's sharing their accounts, and Disney Plus, I guess, has enough subscribers now where I don't even know if they're profitable. But like those first few years were rough, and then they just made more and more product and spent a fortune on them. And then some of them didn't even look good. That Obi-Wan Kenobi show has some of the worst special effects that I've ever seen.
You need to go through the gate. Forget the hillside next to it. Go through the gate.
It's right. It's like that kind of stuff where I'm like, how did they make this go live? With like special effects this unfinished. And here we are, right? So I think we're all suffering from that. And by the way, none of that is Kathleen's fault or problem. I think a lot of that is like Disney corporate. And her exit interview, I think it was with like Variety or whoever, or the Hollywood Reporter, was really insightful. And she actually talks about how all this shit is on hold now because they had not overpromised. I forget what she said. She said they had built too big a slate for consumers to handle. And I think that's accurate. I think we as fans can do one movie a year and maybe one TV show. This is not Marvel. Even Marvel proved that it couldn't do more than 4 movies a year.
Don't collapse under its own weight here. Like we just need to, like there's so
it collapsed over its own weight.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Marvel.
So much product right now. There's so many different shows on. Like if you make it like appointment television, like you've been saying for the longest time, if it's appointment viewing, absolutely. Minimize it. It's cool to have all these ideas, but you can't like dilute it by like, oh, here's a ton of ideas and it never comes to fruition.
Yeah, it just makes people suspicious.
And overwhelms them.
Netflix, Disney, Hulu, Paramount, HBO Max. Back in the day when we watched TV, it was ABC, NBC, CBS. And then what we saw on TNT and TBS was reruns of old movies, and it wasn't any new product. Now we got 7 or 8, and I don't know how they make money either. I mean,
I don't.
When you have, I mean, it's not like they're selling movie tickets. When you sold movie tickets, and you sold $1 billion worth of movie tickets, you made $1 billion. You got $1 billion movie sitting on Netflix. You're already getting everybody that's watching money. How do you make money off of something new? I've never understood.
There are 2 streams, and I'm going to answer that question very simply because it seems really obvious, but also it doesn't work. Your property has to generate saleable revenue for licensing to other streaming services and geographies and hope that it goes worldwide. Heated Rivalry is a good example of this. It was made by Crave for very little money. They sold it to HBO or licensed it to HBO. HBO thinks they can recoup it by bringing in viewers, right? Also, physical media release is still a thing for certain properties. Like they actually released Mando Season 1 on Steelbook or Blu-ray or 4K or some shit because they knew they needed to monetize it bigger. And then the third piece is product. You actually need consumer product to then push it. That's why nothing that's truly a new idea can get made anymore. It's too expensive and too difficult to monetize without the product piece. So unless you have a built-in audience, like every movie that's coming out this year, have you looked at the slate of geeky movies coming out this year? There's barely an original idea in there. The only one that I can think of right off the top of my head is Pixar with their Hoppers movie.
Yeah, that looks fun.
It looks really cute. I don't know what the fuck it was. And it's about like a groundhog or something, and you can hop into their brain and pretend to be an animal. Super weird, like very high concept.
Like a scientist who becomes a beaver and goes
everything
into the
else
world.
Is a sequel, a remake, a prequel, a franchise thing, right? And some of my favorites too. Like I'm excited
we talk about this all night, but you know what time it is?
We got 1 minute. Well, 1 minute because the episodes are 25 minutes or 22 minutes.
Okay.
Everyone keep tabs on all of the franchise movies this year because they start up like very soon. My favorites,
Toy Story 5.
Masters of the Universe, Toy Story 5 is going to be huge. Minions 3, Supergirl, like they're all franchise, which DC Lanterns, like there's nothing
How are we going to get people back into the movie theaters again? That's the answer. That's the question that has not been answered. How do we get people to go to movie theaters? They've gotten so accustomed to watching their 75-inch, 100-inch televisions at home with their surround sounds.
Yeah.
There are 3 ways. One, it has to be experiential. So if you're going to put something on IMAX, you put it on IMAX and like blow it out. The Quentin Tarantino Kill Bill double feature situation was
So
something
good.
that you can only see because it was the 70 millimeter print or something, right?
I saw it in the regular theater.
Oh, I did the big,
Yeah.
whatever, the
Well, my
special.
nearest IMAX is in
Yeah.
Providence, so it's still like a ways. But
The
yeah,
the next one feels counterintuitive, but you actually have to hold longer before you go to home video. So it has to be like a true 90 days or 120 days for you to
exactly.
go from theater to home video. Otherwise, people are going to be like, "Oh, I just wait a few weeks."
Yeah,
So I think that's a
give
big
them a
problem.
reason. I
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. The third piece is separate from like the big studio releases, limited edition things like Fathom events. So the Taylor Swift movie and other things that were like limited distribution
So
and
fun.
yeah, and only going to happen for a short period of time. Like I'm seeing stand-up specials that would otherwise go to Netflix get like a weekend long thing in the box office. Like even as much as Netflix is actually like truly destroying theaters, the new Knives Out was out for what, a couple weeks?
12
And
days. Yep.
and they made it like a destination. Like you can only go during this time, and it wasn't going to
And it
make $100
wasn't
million,
playing near
but
me.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
was so
I think that's
pissed.
how you
But
do it.
yeah.
And then the movie theaters themselves, like the Alamo Draft Houses of the world, used to be an awesome alternative, but now they're too expensive. So I want to go to Alamo because people don't use their fucking phones, and I can get food delivered to my desk when I eat. But also, it's $100. Like
Yeah.
it's too expensive. So you're being hit by all these different things. It's not easy to solve, but I think there are do it. It just you have to rethink all of these industries, and no one is
Yes.
no one is making big swings. The only big swing they took was streaming, and it was a swing and a miss.
Well, the only way they could get, in my mind, the only way they could get movies to come back is to shut off all the streaming services.
No, because that's
Possibly.
all I've got.
I'll
I
tell
got
you.
rid of cable for that reason.
Well, and we're back to cable though. All those, by the way, all those streaming services that we named earlier align with ABC, NBC, Fox, etc. Like
Right, but I
across the
don't
board.
have cable, so I
I know.
don't spend $300+ a month on my, cable bill. But at the same time, I'm still paying for Wi-Fi. So
No, same. I feel you. All right, we really are over time now, and I blame myself. We have to get
we wouldn't have it
into.
any other way, Mark.
We're gonna make it out on time though. 10:01. I'm gonna get you kids out of here. All right, let's start talking about tonight's episode of Clone Wars. We're doing season 3, episode
Savage!
13, Monster. Skip, take it
Yes.
away.
Count Dooku accepts Mother Talzin's offer to present him with a warrior from the same tribe as Darth Maul.
Ooh.
And we got Clancy Brown. Yeah.
Evil is not born, it is taught.
Facts.
Yeah, that's actually really true. And that's sort of the point of this story. Very Frankenstein, too. All right, everyone, get ready to pull up your Disney Plus Season 2, Episode 13, Monster. We're going to get to meet Savage Press. I'm going to hit that countdown and then hit play at the end.
Ooh, hello. My TV is so loud. I was watching the Eras tour.
The documentary or the concert?
The concert. I fell asleep watching Folklore, and then I woke up and it was gone into like the Eras tour, the first Eras tour concert movie,
Yeah.
not the last show, but
Because there's the movie and then there's the final show.
yeah, which is way
The
better.
final show has the more optimized playlist for me because I love Tortured Poets. So that whole
Yes,
section.
same.
Yeah.
Oh, Dooku.
I've been doing, and actually, Skip, going back to something you were saying earlier about our TV viewing with movies and TV and streaming and all that stuff. I think the biggest concern we have now is that most people don't even think about coming home to watch TV. They come home and they watch YouTube. Everyone I know who's younger than me, like, it's
Kids
to turn
don't
on the
watch
TV
cartoons.
to access YouTube. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing that the movie studios and everyone else are dealing with. I could tell you at Licensing Expo, we're less interested in what the latest movie or TV show is going to be and more about what's popping in the pop culture, built into gaming, like what's hot on Roblox, what's big on Fortnite, what stupid shit are the kids saying this week, 6-7, like that kind of crap. Not that I can license 6-7, it's a generic term, but that idea is more important than what's in theaters this weekend. It's a huge shift.
JB, I was watching like an interview. Two football players were interviewing a bunch of kids, like probably like middle school age kids, or like late elementary school, and they don't know what cartoons are.
Mhm.
Like, what's a cartoon? What do you guys watch? And they're like, YouTube. And I'm like, wow.
Which there's animation on YouTube. I think they just don't call it a cartoon, right? Like
Yeah.
they're watching animation and they watch K-pop Demon Hunters and they don't think of it as being like a genre or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Here we go.
So JB is going to be on Thursday night, just so everyone's aware. So he'll be joining the watch along for Empire Strikes Back. And I hear we have an equally interesting guest star for Return of the Jedi. Maybe Spencer wants to announce who that might be in the chat, if we're allowed to say. If not, we'll just keep you waiting another week.
She could have poisoned him right here and just been done with him.
Yeah. This is where the production of it makes me crazy, because it's like we could have killed this man numerous times over. Barbara Goodson's amazing in this role.
Oh, so good.
Jeff is saying the special guest for next week's watch along is on the DL right now. That's fine. We will tease you guys. It's gonna be a fun one.
Hell yeah.
But you have JB this week, so you'll see him tomorrow night and Thursday, doing the I Know stuff. So for structurally for I Know, Sarah and JB send me their top 5 list plus their honorable mentions. So I get all 6 of their ranks, and then I put together the PowerPoint, and then they see each other's rank as they go without knowing, right? This week is Rebels, so I almost wanted to do my own top 5 and like throw it in there, but I can't pick 5. Like it would be an hour long of just me going on and on. I agreed with a lot of their stuff of like what I think are some of my favorite moments and all that stuff. But they have a good amount of overlap this week, JB and Sarah, more than usual. So I'm excited to hear you guys talk about all these moments. There's some great stuff. And I think if I were doing a Clone Wars ranking, I would have like the Night Sisters and Mother Talzin and this whole arc like right there, like in my top 3 easily.
She's actually smiling. I love this.
Yeah.
You could have poisoned him right there, Talzin. Come on.
I know. It sucks that this is headed straight to genocide. You know, there's like no. It's not even like, oh, they have a partial loss or some of them escape. There's like no one left. Like there's the one witch who makes it into the Jedi Fallen Order game.
Marin.
Marin.
And what about Ahsoka? You know.
Oh, yeah, we see a few of them. They've been gone for a while, though. My suspicion is those witches left ages ago.
Yeah.
And we don't get a clear timeline on that, but they certainly weren't here when this shit went down. And you also have to assume, okay, like anyone can leave a country here on the planet Earth, at least as of today, and you can move to other parts of the Earth. I always treat like planets in the galactic system kind of like countries. People go everywhere. So even though they blew up Alderaan, there's still Alderanians sort of roaming around. They don't just currently live there, right? So you carry that culture with you and you take it with you. And now granted, if your planet blows up, you're an endangered species. I assume there are other Night Sisters on other planets, just in very, very, very small numbers. So they are largely wiped out, which is really sad.
These guys are like, a girl? It's like when you're a woman and you walk into a comic shop. This is what it is.
Yeah, I feel you.
Sorry.
Sarah is saying her top 5 was really challenging for Rebels.
Yeah,
I know.
Sarah, I feel that, man.
Yeah, and she tuned into every episode of Rebels Revisited. We covered every minute of every episode in depth. I get it. I don't think I could do it. My top 10 list would just keep moving.
Damn. She made him look like a bitch.
I do love her little hood.
Oh, she just...
Oh, we forgot the timestamp. How
yeah,
much time do you have left?
I can't check it without pausing.
20 minutes and 27 seconds.
Gotcha. Okay.
Look at baby Savage. Hello, baby.
These sweeping shots are fantastic.
I love watching Ventress walk.
Yeah, it's very it's very smooth.
Very cat-like.
Yeah. Sherry, if we did a top 10 list with JB, Sarah, or me, or Ashlee, we'd be on all week. We would
It's a
crash into the
3-hour
Thursday night watch.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah. We would rival the Thursday night watch along.
Sure.
She's so smooth. All her movements are so fluid, you know?
Bro,
And look, she's been trained
yeah.
as an assassin. She uses the Force. Like, this is also very Kill Bill vibes, right? Like, we've got one lady beating everyone's ass.
Wow.
Oh. She really killed that guy.
Damn. You did. Bye.
I mean, we thought this was training, right? Can you kill someone in training? That feels rude.
She said whoever survives. You don't want weak sauce.
Yeah. So I pulled up the IMDb for this episode. It's actually a really tight list of people, and it's not our core voice actor list. Cole Burton, who plays Dooku, pops in quite frequently. Obviously, D. Bradley Baker, who's in every episode, is playing the clone troopers, and Tom Kane is doing the narrator. But the main stars of the episode are Nika Futterman, who of course plays Asajj Ventress, who we love. Barbara Goodson, who's our mother Talzin. She's the queen. Clancy Brown, who I think everyone on here is just obsessed with. He's amazing as Savage. And then
Rhode Island Comic-Con, please get him for next year.
Please. And then Steven Stanton, my other good friend, who I've not seen in ages. I've got to reach out to him. Who plays Brother Viscus. So another one of the Knight Brothers. The Knight Brothers are an interesting group. They're a little helpless next to Asajj.
She's like picking him off. Damn.
Oh, Dave, this would have been interesting. Julie Newmar as a live-action Asajj. This sounds like one of those projects that people do where they're like, what if this was like a cast from the 70s kind of thing? Like, who would be all of these people? I've definitely seen some interesting fan casts for Ewan and Hayden for their roles.
Yeah, Dave the Kurgan. Mr. Krabs, David. Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs is my spirit animal. When they're like, so why did you open the second location over there? He's like, money. It's like, he's great. SpongeBob is so unhinged. I don't even know. I was trying to explain it to someone, like what the show is about, because we have that license.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man. If you don't know who SpongeBob is, I don't know if it's explainable. No. Like, it's just like a series of memes and non sequiturs underwater.
It's a 25-year zeitgeist.
Yeah.
So
like, open Twitter, dude. Apparently, it's one of the most socially relevant shows on the planet. Like, whenever SpongeBob, like it's very memeable. And sometimes the memes are, like, real spicy, too. I didn't realize how many of, like, the out of context kind of things happening are, like, crazy sexual. And others are, like, insanely, like, violent and interesting and just funny and hilarious and satirical. Like, you know, when the whole city's on fire and they're like, we did it, Patrick. We saved the city. Like, and the whole place is, like, burnt down. Like, that's been a meme since like longer than I really even had awareness of like the show.
My first car was yellow for that reason. I had SpongeBob seat covers. I had a horn that played Lowrider.
No,
it was amazing.
I need to see a photo of this car. Yellow?
I can show you. It was pale yellow with black paneling. It was amazing.
Here's the thing. As someone who lives in New York, yellow is meant for cabs. Like I don't even know if they sell yellow cars like in New York.
Use your imagination.
Oh no! We did a mask of the rainbow meme, and we also did Handsome Squidward. We had a whole meme collection and surprised Patrick, which was my favorite.
The face. Ooh! He got her. She's pissed. Oh, was that his person?
That's his brother, I think, right?
Oh.
He's not bad. The animation is really smooth. Certainly an improvement.
I always thought he and Maul were like literal brothers.
Yeah, it was unclear until it's like, oh, they're all the exact same race and everyone's related. So I don't understand how procreation works in these situations.
Yeah,
but,
me either.
You know, I feel like some questions don't need to be answered. Star Wars Encyclopedia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't help.
We're good.
Oh, Dave, if you have a SpongeBob inflatable costume, it's probably Ruby's. You should check the tags or whatever and see. There is another licensee as well, so it might not have been ours, but yeah.
Oh, damn.
Inflatable Patrick is really fun too. It's like super oversized. We were actually working on a Sandy squirrel at one point. But, she's got like the helmet, and she's like a squirrel that lives underwater, so she's like breathing through the helmet, which makes not a lick of sense, by the way. Nor do we care. But yeah,
I'm digging this episode.
Yeah,
it's good, right? This is one of the best
so
of the series. The IMDb score was really high too. Where was it? Where's the list over here?
But what they're showing in this episode is that he really has the bonding to his other male compatriots, which is why he probably bonds to Maul so well.
Okay, this 3-part arc, which we are on the second episode of. So Night Sisters was last week, season 3, episode 12. That was an 8.6, based on over almost 5,000 rankings. Monster, which is the one we're watching tonight, 8.7. Again, almost 5,000 ratings. And then next week's episode, Witches of the Mist, which is a fucked up episode. It's one of my favorites in the series, though. 8.9. Yeah. I'm shocked that it's not a 9. I don't know who's ruining this review, but I wonder if I can rate this, if they'll let me. So if I can give it 10, I can rate it. There we go. Oh, I'm not signed in, and I'm for this shit. If anyone can go rate these episodes, that would be lovely. Let's push up the score, because I think Witches of the Mist should be a 9 at least. And then we get into the Mortis arc. Are you guys ready for Mortis? I'm going to be insufferable.
Yes.
I mean, those are strong too. 8-9 for Overlords, 8-6 for Altar of Mortis, and 8-9 for Ghosts of Mortis. That's some crazy shit.
I think they should be higher.
I agree. I think they should be in the 9s.
It's lore changing.
Yeah.
It should be higher.
Beyond the lore changing, it's super weird. And I think that's the kind of stuff that gets divisive. But like
Star Wars is weird.
We're going to get to Mortis in Ahsoka season 2. There's no way we're not going there. I mean, the statues were a tell, right? Like none of us are reading into that. Like I think it's obvious that's where we're headed.
Okay, so here I thought he just worked out and got really bulked up. I didn't know.
No, it's magic.
Damn.
By the way, if this magic is available, sign me up. All I do is exercise, and it gets me nowhere. I've been 145 pounds for the last 10 years, basically.
You're Mr. Rogers.
It is like it's not taken, man. I try to lift even slightly heavier, and my body immediately rebels. They're like,
His face, his body, everything is different.
His whole demeanor, that's the other thing too. They changed fundamentally his personality. He wasn't savage, and he wasn't evil, and this magic infused him. It's basically like steroids gone amok, run amok, right? Like he's messed up now. Like he actually is a monster.
But it's like, who is the monster?
Yeah, they did this to him.
Damn. Prisoner.
Oh, yeah. Kill his.
Savage Opress kills numerous Jedi, including, I want to say, Stas Ali, one of the ladies who was on the council. I'm going to pull up a quick Google. What Jedi did Savage Opress kill? Several Jedi. Oh, Adi Gallia, who was then replaced by Stas Ali on the council. He also killed Jedi Master Halsey and his Padawan Nox on Devron, right? One of them's the fish. And an unnamed Nikto Jedi in the Clone Wars intro alongside Darth Maul. Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
messed
God.
up. He's good. I mean, 4 Jedi. I don't know if any other than Grievous. Yeah, it is the super soldier serum. Yeah, this is full on. Like, by the way, do that shit to everyone. If you have that magic, why don't you have thousands of these guys just running amok? If you really want to take over the Republic, just storm the temple with like 5 of these dudes,
For real.
right?
Like, forget killing them. Just
This dark
go,
side magic is all powerful.
go lock them up. Give them enchanted blades.
Hmm. Yeah, get rolling.
I feel like everybody's getting enchanted blades in these Night Sister things.
I like the magic. This is the kind of stuff that, because anyone can do sci-fi and spaceships and flying in jets, basically, right? Like that's kind of everywhere. But like the Star Wars magic is a very particular flavor, and this is a slightly different take on it, and I really love it. I want more of this. Like, bring me to this in Star Wars. Which is why I really wanted that Dawn of the Jedi movie.
Agreed.
Dave, yeah, I think everyone is identified, so I'd love to find out who. We'll do some digging. Joe Costanu, aka Sherry, we need you on the case for next week.
Yeah,
to get a comprehensive kill count for Savage Opress.
Oof, that's and his horns, man.
His character design is awesome.
Hi. Ahsoka's like, you're talking about Star Wars. I have to sit on your leg.
Yeah, they know.
Oh, homie.
Also, don't forget that Savage Opress was on Mandalore when Maul kills Satine. Like, he's prominently featured in The Lawless, and it is the last appearance of Savage Opress, not to give that away, too. But The Lawless is the best episode in the series before we get to the grand finale. And it's the highest rated. It's up there at a 9.9. So Savage Opress is going to become a hugely important character, especially once he's teamed up with Darth Maul. Yeah, Sherry, these are the two that are not Adigalia or the other one. Yeah, these two.
Yes, my lord.
That's got to be... Who did he kill? Just do a search for kill. Oh, yeah, first he killed Farrell. And then Master Halsey and Padawan Nox. That's who these two are. Yeah. This is Halsey and Nox.
He's like, I'm just going to run past all these clones and all these...
Wasn't that Kit Fisto?
Oh, and these clone troopers are dead because of him.
It's the same species. But also, like, this Jedi should have known not to approach him closely. Like, this man is ginormous and super strong. Force push, you know? Oof.
Yeah.
Oh. Force push, like, basically. And figure out something. Can you levitate and choke?
No, dude.
That was super easy.
Wow.
I forgot how fucking fast that battle was. That was not a battle. That was a bloodbath.
He's just cleaning house.
Yeah.
No, this poor kid.
There's a few. I mean, Grievous does it too, right? I think in season 2, Grievous like wipes the floor with another Padawan in front of his master. That's like another lesson learned. They kill a lot of Padawans in this show, aside from the Order 66 of it all.
Yeah.
A lot of child soldiers being sent to their death.
Now, wouldn't Dooku be pissed off at him for killing drones and
disposable
droids? Yeah, everything's disposable, I guess. You got billions of them at this point. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, this is Dooku's plan to be stronger than Sidious. That's always the plan, though. Right? Gotta overthrow my master. I don't have time for that. Can we maintain an org chart? Like, imagine I went into work and was like, you know who needs to go? My boss. Do I want that responsibility?
Oh,
There's no way.
I love the window. Like
Yeah, the window is
the
great.
design is just so cool.
That like sickly neon yellow. So
yeah,
good.
it's very like Night Sistery.
Yeah, it like glows. That was awesome. We killed some Jedi. We did some magic. We got a big bad monster. We killed some Night Brothers. Savage.
Played some with the Night Sisters.
Yeah. Asajj.
Katie
was incredible.
Lucas wrote this episode. Yeah, Katie.
Bring it. No, loved it. What did you guys think?
Absolutely loved it. That's such a good episode. And we get, Savaj's origin story. He's just not like a regular Zabrak that just shows up and is like, oh, Maul is my brother.
Mhm.
It's like we see his origins. So
Is it me
And
or
it's
like
attachment to the Dathomir sisters.
yeah. The retconning of it all doesn't feel forced or silly. That's the craziest part, is like these witches with dark magic that happen to be from the same planet as Darth Maul bring an even scarier Darth Maul to life, and we're all just like, woot. Like, this is great. It works. Like, they figured out how to take something that feels so fan fiction-y, like on paper, and make it really meaningful. Part of it is the acting, part of it's the animation, but the story is just really, really strong, and I'm invested.
So true.
I'd be looking out for them if everybody they messed with didn't die.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, everybody that seems to get the magic, not because of them, but always seems to end up dying.
Yeah. Well, this is why I think it's important that like the Night Sisters are taken off the chessboard, right? Like they're too powerful. I remember reading an interview with someone who was writing on like the Masters of the Universe series that came out in 2002, and they said certain characters are overpowered, so you need to find like a cheap reason to remove them from the chessboard so they don't overpower everything and make it somewhat believable. So on Skeletor's side, Skeletor's too powerful, so he sends in his minions first intentionally, almost like an actual chessboard where the king hangs back, right? Evil Lyn, his number 2, is also equally powerful. So you need to find like a silly reason why she's either not there or like removed in a dumb way that her magic doesn't affect the outcome, because otherwise you just need like people punching at each other, right? It's the same thing here. The witches are too powerful. If they were actually part of the intergalactic conflict, them and the Mandalorians, in theory, could like carve the universe into 2 slices. We'd have like Witchland and Mandalorian land and let them have at it. So we're going to exterminate the witches and we'll eventually exterminate the Mandos. Because otherwise, like, how's the Empire the thing that survives? Like, poorly organized, mostly humans, relatively middle-of-the-road tech, no magic. Like, they don't really team well with the Jedi, and the Jedi aren't going to do bad things for them, right? They get tricked into doing stupid things, but they're not necessarily doing bad things. So, like, how did they survive that? It took one manipulative asshole to, like, create that chessboard, right? But, like, you got to get rid of the witches and you got to get rid of the Mandos. And I think this arc does a great job.
Must be removed from the board.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
and look, the witches are my favorite. I love, love, love the witches of Dathomir.
Me too. I think they're the most formidable enemy in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that's why there's so few of them now, because they're feared.
I'm gonna like cry next week. I'm just preparing everyone now that I will feel it. That episode sends me every time. There's like no getting over it, especially when we meet like old Daka and just like the thought that things might turn around. We know it can't, right? But like the witches put up a really good fight against Grievous and all the droids. It's just really tragic. And I love all of them. And so it's gonna be brutal. Maybe someone will sub in for me next week so I don't have to watch it again. It's too sad.
We don't want to do that.
No, you can't make us. We're just gonna skip this one.
It doesn't happen if we don't watch it.
Yeah. I will say Mother Talzin returns, sort of. But then it's bested by Jar Jar, which, like, what are we doing? You know?
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That was great. I know we're over time, and I promised everyone 10:01. Let's very quickly hit the things we need to promote this week, because we have a really busy week on the network. Like always, there's a ton going on, but there's some really fun stuff happening. Where's my schedule? Here we go. So Wednesday, new episode of I Know with Sarah and JB. Are you so excited, Ashlee, to see them take over our job and do Rebels?
So excited. I want to see what their top 5s are and how stressed they were to pick these, because I'm telling you, JB, Sarah, you guys are much braver than I would be like, what? Remember we did our top and we were like,
Oh,
okay, our
no.
top 10 because we couldn't
Oh.
figure it out and it was just crazy. So I totally understand how much of a slog that can be when you love everything. So I cannot wait to see what you guys do and where you match up and where you don't match up because that's always interesting discussion.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, Ashley. I can send you the deck if you want to see it ahead of time, or if you want to wait and do it in real time, you can do it. You can do it in real time. I've got the PowerPoint with all the answers. Exactly, it's gonna be great. Oh, and they have a cocktail, of course. So a mocktail cocktail. They have. Look at this shit, Ashley. Oh my god, you believe
I love this.
It is called the Hot Callus. I can't.
Damn.
I know.
Oh my
so
God.
everyone get your stuff gathered. It's a cherry almond mocktail. So you're gonna need some cherries. You're gonna need some almond milk, which I actually have on hand. I have some almond milk.
Yeah.
We'll get some cherries, some almond extract. I don't think I have, and then honey or maple syrup, and then some cinnamon. I don't know what this is gonna do, but I may try this for Wednesday. I gotta see.
Yeah, it's in the title. It sounds really cozy, and I love that it's cherries and it's hot callus. So I love that. A+, guys. Mwah.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. so that's Wednesday. So join us for Rebels and pour yourself a hot callus. We also have on Thursday the Thursday night watch along where they're going to be watching Empire Strikes Back, and JB will be on that as well. We have a new Lightspeed. He really is.
The JB Network.
Exactly, the JBN. Live at Lightspeed on Friday, covering all the latest news. And then we've got a new unifying force. I forget what they're cooking up. They have something. I'm in that chat, as you guys know, and they've got a lot of different ideas flying around for Sunday on unifying force. So
yeah.
And then we're back next week with one of the saddest episodes of the series. I honestly don't know if I can do it.
Oh man, you might have to make yourself a hot callus with some little extra cocktail in.
Yeah. Well, I think we could probably use a fourth guest host to
to get a buffer
to grieve in peace. So
yeah. Why did Mark's screen go black?
Just me crying to a cartoon from 20 years ago that I've seen 15 times.
It's totally fine.
Definitely not an indication of the mental state of my life right now. So everything's good. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us this week. This was such a great episode. It was brutal, but it was a good one. We love having you on here with us. Make sure you tune into all the other stuff on the network, and then join us next Monday for another Clone Wars Revisited.
All right, guys. We'll see you then. Skeet.
May the Force be with you.
And long live the Republic.
I know.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Night.
Hello there. Hi, I'm Mark Connell. I'm the Director of Programming at the Virtual Cantina Network, and I'm here with James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I know that one well. I have the high ground if I... Wait, yes. Thank you. Now I have the high ground. And you are watching Clone Wars Revisited. This is the show you're looking for.